Of course. So, it- when Rihanna was in, I believe it was Canada to do one of her, I think it was one of her shows. She did a music festival. He rented out the Ripley's Aquarium, rented out the entire aquarium just for them.
Oh, right.
They
Oh, it's nothing like that.
And he
That's
had a
good.
private candlelit dinner set up just for them at the aquarium in front of one of the fish tanks. And then she just most recently also got a shark tattoo. Recently, so people are saying it has to do with that. But that's a crazy like dope romantic gesture.
Right. Oh, it's amazing, and I know it has to be extremely challenging to do those type of gestures for when you're at that level.
You're at that level.
Like
so
Rihanna has like everything.
So I guess you
and
have
so
to
much.
rent an entire place out because you can't like
Of
go
course.
look at the fish and not be mad, be hounded by every kid in the world on their fifth grade,
And the spaces and the
Field trip.
opportunities to be private and to do different things has to be a challenge.
It's
for them.
not a whole lot of those opportunities.
So yeah, I'm sure it's very challenging for them. So I think that it was very nice that he did that. I think that was great. And I mean, I wish them the best. I wish them the best. They, from outside appearance, they do look like they make a good couple. So
Yeah.
I mean, I always wish people well.
And that's another thing about it. Another question I had too. If you are, do you think it's easier to date someone who is in the same profession as you, and whose life is kind of on the same path as yours? Because they're both like the biggest pop stars or hip hop stars in the entire world.
Right.
They're all over the world on a daily basis. They have anything they want at their fingertips. So it kind of almost seems like you would need for your actual significant other to kind of be of the same lifestyle. If you were just,
I think that it depends. Number one,
it depends on the person.
It depends on the person. I mean, I think that is true. Is that with that comes the understanding of what goes along, what comes along with it. But also there's the challenge of being on tour and having all these people coming after you.
Yes.
Some
all
people,
that temptation. That's a lot of temptation.
Exactly. So that's
that's
the flip side of it. Like I can relate to you that because some people, when one spouse is away for a long time and or working a lot, then the other spouse feels like, I can't deal with that. So who have to deal with that same thing, that same situation, then there's that understanding that this is part of the game, this is how we work, this is how we do our grind, and so I can understand that. But at the same time, in the field of entertainment, it brings those temptations on the road trip and things like that can often be a challenge if that's not true. So, but I think about also like say doctors and stuff. So same thing. You think they work long hours.
They work long hours,
However,
crazy hours.
But if one of them, what if they want to have a family? Then who is going to choose to sacrifice, or are they going to actually sacrifice?
Like because you have two OBGYNs.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Or will they just get a nanny and the nanny's raising the kid, and they just having the kid just to have the kid.
See, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah, so it's different, and it depends. So I think it depends on the profession.
Yeah,
but
it depends on the couple, the person, the two people.
All of those
depends on who you are individually. It depends on your level of security with your mate. You know what I'm saying? Some
people can deal with that. Some people can handle So I'm not gonna say every man can't handle being on the road with stuff being thrown and not handle it.
Right.
I won't say that, but it is a challenge for a lot of men, and so that is a situation that you would have to really be upfront and honest and open and communicating about.
And you know who has it done? Who has it down pat really, really good? Kelly Rowland, her husband, Tim Witherspoon. He's like, he's like part of her management team, but he is like so dope for her career. He's a very integral part of her operation, but he like so supports her, and he is okay being where he is in it. You know what I'm saying? Like they have an amazing relationship. It works for them. He's not the superstar. He definitely has a part and a role in the operation.
Right.
But he's not the upfront guy. He's okay being the guy in the background, the guy behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So something like that works for them.
And that also is a response to what we were just talking about. Because if your partner, husband, whatever, is a part of that business and with you, then there's less likelihood of you being left there alone.
Well, yeah, then I guess you guys can have more time with each other.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that is probably a response to that type of situation.
All those necessities and those needs.
Yes, they do. Anything else going on in the love world of entertainment?
Oh, it's a whole lot going on. What was the next thing you were talking about? Oh yeah, like that new video with Nick Cannon and Chili, "If I Was Your Man," that came out recently. And you know when they taped the video about a few months ago, that's when all the speculation came out about them being together. You know, because I think that he tweeted or he Instagram or tweeted a picture, a still from the video shoot of the two of them. On the actual shoot, and then she retweeted it and replied to us. All right, so there was this huge, you know, media storm of are they together, are they not together? But you know, it was a great story because Chili is known. Chili, who's like what 45 now, and looks gorgeous. Amazing. She can like rival any 25-year-old. She was like always known for liking younger men, and then Nick Cannon, who is 35. He just got divorced from Mariah Carey, who is 46, has been known for liking older women. Exactly. You know, so that whole like dichotomy, like it's so fascinating to me because I always bring up the question like I can't talk to somebody who's like 22 years old. Like, what are we going to talk about? But then I do sometimes hold a conversation with someone who is younger than me, and we might actually connect on some levels. Right. And then at the same time, I don't want someone who is 15 years older than me to feel like we can't relate on some levels. Right. Which you probably can because I'm old. So, but you know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of times that has to do with, number one, always the individual. But a lot of times I think, depending on the years, the difference can be more subtle. Right. So I think that 30-year-olds, the difference between them is probably a little bit more significant than, say, 30 years old and 40 years old and 40 and 50. And as you go up and up, I think the differences become much smaller. Okay. And so I think it's a greater chance of people being able to deal with that because when you think about yourself in your 40s and somebody in their 50s, they've been through a whole lot of both of them most likely. And so you're still at 20 and 30s, you're changing a lot.
Yes.
You're experiencing a lot.
You're figuring yourself out. You're changing yourself so many times.
A whole lot of things that have to do with in terms of who you are and what you want to be.
Exactly.
So I think that's why that's a little bit more of a challenge.
But I'm just now at almost 37 years old figuring out what I want to do.
There you go. But again, like you said, individually, you never know what can happen because everybody is having to be on the same page.
Now, what do you think could be some factors that could hinder a relationship with significant differences among the ages? You know, like let's say you have, and let's say you have the Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey situation. Let's say that there is, and you know what? I actually like the whole dichotomy of an older, a more mature woman and a younger man. So let's say that one is 35 and one is 46. Right. You know.
Well, one of the things actually,
or even 56. Let's say that. Because like Tina Turner and her man, they have a good thing going on.
Well, see, she's very unique. Yeah. But I think typically you find that it works in the reverse because women,
more mature
male versus because women tend to mature. Females tend to mature much greater,
and they don't want to deal with a younger.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's more of a challenge the opposite way because of that. But I think that again is individual, so I think that it could work anyway. I actually thought that from what I saw in the chemistry between Mariah and Nick, that it was real and that it was good. And like she kind of enjoyed his youthfulness or whatever he had, his energy,
and there was still some parts of that youthfulness that she didn't enjoy.
Oh,
like I think, like it seemed like that's where a lot of the disparities came between them is because he was like younger, a little bit younger, and you know the things that he didn't really care about to discuss, she did. You know what I'm saying? He was very open about like sex and girlfriends in the past, and you know she's Mariah. I mean,
I personally always thought that she just wanted some pretty babies before she got too old. That was what my thought was. But
she could have did that with anybody.
That's true, but
I remember my mom said one time, she said he's like a little puppy dog behind her, and it was like it kind of seemed like whatever she said, he was like okay.
Right, exactly.
But I guess
and again, that goes with that level of like.
I guess it worked till it didn't work.
Yeah, it worked till it didn't work. Exactly. So, it's but I think we're seeing the age thing not be as significant a factor as it has been in years past.
Okay.
You know,
To
so
to a lot of people.
yeah.
To a lot of people.
I think people.
I think it's definitely a factor for me.
They wouldn't have been. I think a lot of people are more open to it now than they were in the past. So I think that's a change that has happened.
Yeah.
So all right. We're going to take a break and we're going to talk some more celebrity news and relationships.
Are y'all calling us
up?
that. I mean, what's good? 323-939-5515. We want to talk to you too.
Hey, that's right.
I see 3 of y'all looking at me on Facebook. The other 10 of y'all left, but it's okay.
All right, we'll be right back. This is 11X at loadout247.com. I'm the host of Xavier with my guest, Mr. Marc J. All right, we'll be right back.
That was good. Who's still on there? Let's see. Hi, everybody. Hi, people. Hey, Chip. Hi, Christina. Hi, David. Stan. What up, Stan? Antonia, you're great. You always follow Pop Culture Mark. I love your input too on the page. Turn off the lights. Alright, I'm about to finish this live broadcast. Who's that? Hey, I'm good, Chip. How are you, baby?
What's up? What's up? What's up, people?
Alrighty, see you. You like my ring?